Hey everyone, welcome back to our channel. If you're new here, please subscribe. I'd really love that. If you're returning, how you doing? What we're going to be talking about right now is what people are seeing and experiencing in everyday life when it comes to being of the prepared mind. And I get sent pictures, videos, emails, and links. And if you would like to send me something for a video, my email is in the description box below. So first I'm going to address the elephant in the room. We had to move a good portion of our preps into my office. And why did we have to do that? Well, you guys know that we foster and rescue dogs and cats, right? Well, the three cats that we just took in about 2 months ago, the mama cat and the two kittens. Well, the two kittens are being kittens. So they like to climb all over the shelving and stuff like that. So we have to keep our preps behind closed doors now. So we started moving a lot of our preps into my office, which is cool. I don't have a problem with that. You know, what's a prepper office without the preps, right? So we started moving a lot of the stuff in, and we're not done. Obviously, you know, we only got this one wall done here. We've got some stuff stacked up in the closet, and another shelving unit is right here to my right. But yeah, this room is going to become the new pantry because we are keeping the pet supplies separate in the other room, along with where the cats can go and where they can't go, only because of the kittens. Yeah, so because they're being kittens, and I love them, but my God, I can't more. So this first email was sent to me by a community member, and it's a link, and she said it's this article is in Spanish, but it says that Canada wants to pass a law to start imprisoning Canadian citizens on whoever criticizes net zero and to face hefty fines. The bill is C-372, which will prohibit promotion of fossil fuels and use of tobacco, etc. And the picture that is along with the article is of Klaus and Trudeau. How promising. So here is another article that was sent in by a community member, and this is about a fast-moving wildfire that's burning through the Texas Panhandle, has now become the largest blaze in state history after turning through over, oh wow, 1,000,000 acres across Texas and Oklahoma, forcing evacuations and triggering power outages as firefighters are struggling to contain the widening swath of flames growing at an alarming speed. Oh, dear Lord. Texas A&M Forest Service said that the sprawling blaze known as the Smokehouse Creek Fire remained uncontained and had doubled in size overnight to nearly 800 square miles, or roughly 500,000 acres. And by Wednesday afternoon, the fire was estimated to have spread to over more than 1 million acres with 3% containment. Texas A&M Forest Service said officials have responded to 56 wildfires since Sunday. Oh, God. That's terrible. As of Thursday morning, there are 3 additional active wildfires in the Texas Panhandle. Grapevine Creek Fire in Gray County at 30,000 acres, 60% contained. Windy Deuce Fire in Moore County, 142,000 acres, 30% contained. And the Magenta Fire in Oldham County at 2,500 acres, 65% contained. That link will be in the description box below, okay? And here's a little bit more on the wildfires. A nuclear weapons plant has shut down because of the wildfires that are spreading. Wow. So a disaster declaration has been issued for dozens of counties in the northern Texas as raging wildfires forced evacuations in several towns, and a nuclear weapons plant has to shut down. Dear God. That link will be in the description box below, okay, guys? Please read these articles, especially if you live in and around these areas, okay? And stay safe. So here's some inspiration for you, okay, from a community member. She said, I just love you. Well, I love you too. She said, I replanted some of my bulbs and am one step closer to becoming more and more organized in my life. I wish I could say the same. She said, have a great day. And sending a great pantry picture too. Thank you so much. These pictures are an inspiration and they're beautiful. Thank you. So here's an email from a community member along with some links, okay? And those links will be in the description box below. She said, not a history buff, but I remember reading how European explorers would go into South America and demand gold, else they would take the sun away. Wow. Of course, they had knowledge of eclipses and the natives did not. This may have been an old story, but I could see how the trickery could still be done today. Yeah, no kidding. The founder of NASA was actually a Third Reich scientist brought here by Operation Paperclip. His name was Werner von Braun. Werner, Werner. Before he died, he made his assistant, Carol Rosen, promise that she would do everything she could to stop their government plan of faking an alien invasion. Huh. That's interesting. The technology is called Project Blue Beam. I will include 2 videos below in this of this tech in action. One of it is indoors in an enclosed space. The other is outdoors. You can also make a small one for yourself by using a clear half dome cup cover like you would get over drinks. Get another piece of flat plastic, cut it in half dome shape so it fits inside at a 45-degree angle. Place over your smartphone on a video with a black background. Here are 2 videos on 2 videos of this action. What better time when the whole nation is outside watching to pull some kind of trickery? Yeah, no kidding. Thank you. So here is an article that was sent in by a community member, okay? And I'll leave the link in the description box below, but I'll read a little bit of it to you first. New York Attorney General Letitia James is suing JBS Foods, which is a major beef producer, accusing the company of misleading the public about environmental impact of its products. The beef industry is one of the largest contributors to climate change. And JBS has falsely advertised its commitment to sustainability and endangering our planet, she said. The balls of these people. So James, her office filed a lawsuit on Wednesday against JBS USA, the U.S. division of the Brazilian meatpacking giant, which is the world's largest producer of beef products. The lawsuit argues that the company has misled the public about its climate goals. And she knows this. Does she work there? Did she put a... I'm not even going to answer that question. She put a spy in there. So JBS USA has claimed that it will achieve net zero greenhouse gas emissions by 2040. Okay, well, we haven't even reached 2040, so how does she know? She's not even giving these people a chance, okay? So despite documented plans to increase production, therefore increase its carbon footprint, she needs to get a hobby. So here's another link coming at you, and this is about HARP. Okay, so research proposal for ionosphere modification experiments at the HARP in Gakona, and that's Gakona, Alaska, are being solicited. Campaign planning for February 27th to March 2nd, 2024 is underway now. Proposals should be submitted via the experiment proposal Google form no later than January 19th, 2024. Girl, we're way past that. Priority for National Science Foundation Subaerial Geophysical Observatory. Funded experiment time will be given to NSF supporter investigation and investigations contributing to the professional development of students. They're calling for proposals, huh? All right. So here's something that's extremely disturbing. Federal and state officials in California are allegedly ignoring, and I don't know how the heck you can even ignore this, the radioactive waste that's being dumped into the Pacific Ocean off the Southern California coast, even after new reports reveal it is even worse than expected. It has been discovered that thousands of barrels of DDT, I'm not even going to try to say the long word, not that is disposed of into the ocean were not contained in barrels. The harmful pesticide used in agriculture was directly poured into the ocean. Good God. That link will be in the description box below. Wow. And before I go, I watched a video yesterday or the day before yesterday. It was on Long Crime Network. And I like that channel a lot. But anyway, it was the most horrific thing I ever saw in my life. Not going to lie. As a mom, as a grandmom, it was terrible. Okay. It was of a little girl. She's 3 years old. And cops find her. She's literally emaciated. Bug bites all over her. 3 years old. She weighs 16 pounds. The house that she was in was filled with trash, cockroaches. And this happened in Fairborn, Ohio. And the mother didn't look like she missed a meal in her life. And I'm thinking to myself, you piece of, you know. And you could watch the body camera footage, okay? And the moment that the police officer said, "Oh my God," you know what he found. And this literally just hit me right in the chest. It was one of those. And this happened on January 8th, when police were called to the apartment complex on a report about the little girl who was struggling to breathe. And when the cops got there, one could hear gasping, okay? And the house was literally just infested. I mean, garbage everywhere. And it was like when they're walking through the house, you're looking at it and you're thinking to yourself, how could anybody live like that? You know, it was one of those. I'm not a very judgmental person, but when you know that there's a kid in there, you say that to yourself, you know. When they go into the little girl's bedroom, they find her unresponsive, huddled in a corner, next to a dirty mattress, covered in bug bites. And they said that she weighed about 16 pounds. Now, the girl's mom, she's 25. She's been charged with endangering a child and felonious assault. And it makes you wonder, what the hell are you doing as a mother? You've got a 3-year-old angel. It's obvious that you don't miss a meal. What the hell are you doing? And according to the police, she's the one that made the call saying there's a child at this place, at this residence, that's currently having trouble breathing and she needs to go to the hospital as soon as possible. Did you not think that they were going to put 2 and 2 together? It tugs at your heartstrings, especially when you're a parent, you're a grandparent, you're an aunt, you're an uncle, you know. And it brings me back to when my mom would tell me horror stories of when she was a police officer. And she would always say, "Gypsy, you don't want to be," because it was my dream to follow in my mother's footsteps. And she would always say, "You're not going to be able to handle it, Gyps. You're not going to be able to handle it, Gyps." And she's right. Because I don't think I could ever handle something like that. You know, I mean, I've got patience of a saint. I really do. Um, but to see a child suffer, it's not something that I would be able to do, you know? And because I'm one of those, you know, like even when Andrew was in high school and he knew of a friend or, you know, a schoolmate or something like that that was hungry or homeless or whatever, he would bring them home and he would say, Mom, this is what's going on. And I would say, okay, son. Because you never know when the last time they had a meal. You never know when they had a clean clothes on. You never know when the last time they had a shower. You never know when they had a bed to actually sleep in. And I'll never forget all the phone calls I would get, and they would say, thank you for doing this for my son or my daughter. We're homeless. And my kid is always getting teased because they don't smell right and stuff like that. But to see this as a 3-year-old and knowing that my son and his wife are going to be bringing a little girl into this world in June, but I know that my son and my daughter-in-law are going to raise that little girl to the best that they possibly can, and knowing that they have us as grandparents that child will never want for anything in this world. But holy hell, you know? This is why I did so much work with the homeless community here in the Tampa Bay area. Because it's in my heart to just do as much work as I possibly can. Excuse me. Because you never want anybody to ever go without. You never want them to miss a meal. You know, but to see this, just it kills you. It really does. It kills you. Anyway, all right, guys. I can't do this right now. All right. I will see you in the next one. Okay. You stay safe, you stay positive, you keep prepping, and as always, fearless. Ciao.